Mooncalf, what is your opinion of the Church of Errata? Why does it glitch so much? God damn. It does not want. Alright, I can't talk to you about Errata for some reason. Where else should we go? Rooftops, Mausoleum, von Uberwald. Well, I've just been here. I might just go back and see what Death is doing, because I'm just curious what he does. He's so nice. Anything new in here? Maybe I can go and talk to Two Conkers again. Since the pendant was in the shipment on the Milka, maybe he knows something about it. What about you two bozos?
I'm back. I've got a few more questions.
Make it fast.
Fast. I'll make it fast. Tell me about these murders that have been happening. But maybe I can talk to you about Errata if it doesn't glitch. And it glitches. Great. I don't know what's going on with that. More murders.
I hear one of the clerks got murdered.
Ask questions like that and we might have to arrest you.
On what grounds?
Well, on the palace grounds, obviously.
Oh, right.
Do you know anything about the murder of the reader of esoteric occultism?
We don't know nothing about any murders, all right?
Have you heard about the recent murder of a rich merchant?
We don't know...
So you don't want to tell me. I could talk... If I go to the casino again, maybe I could talk about this murder with Warb.
Do you know anything about some kind of beast stalking the streets?
I can't help you with that, son.
Well, you're no use. You're no use to me. How do I reach Two Conkers again? Actually, I haven't been using my wolf sense in a while. Maybe I should. No, not the wall. Me. I kind of forgot to use it.
One of the empty barrels had a faint magenta trace to it.
That was Ilsa, wasn't it? Yes.
The two scents had a superficial similarity. One was more supernatural than the other, though.
Okay.
One of the empty barrels had a faint magenta trace to it.
Interesting. Red traces, that's the wine, and the lawn green cloud.
The garbage was giving off a distinctive green cloud, not dissimilar to the smell of the River Ankh.
That was just the smell of garbage. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Can I ask you a few questions?
Well, we are a little busy at the moment.
Oh, it'll just be a moment.
Can it wait?
It'll just be a moment.
How long?
Just a day or so.
No.
No, then it can't wait.
Very well. What did you want to know?
What did you want to know? I want to know about this pendant.
Do either of you recognize this? Is of much familiarness.
Tell me more.
From where?
Near sort being. Somewhere near. Ha! Yesness.
Yesness.
Seal on temple in Alkali.
It's the seal on the doors of a temple?
May I see?
Sure. Why not?
Ah, yes, I recognize that. That's from the temple with the intricate door locking mechanism, isn't it? Quite a marvel of technology for the era it was built, those doors. I was very impressed with them. Now, what was the name of the god it was dedicated to? I can't quite remember.
I know.
Anu, you say?
I am sure you do, but give me a moment and it'll come to me.
Anu.
I think he meant it's from the temple of Anu Anu.
Ah, yes. I remember. The temple of Anu Anu at Al-Khalid.
You don't say.
A lovely building.
A lovely building.
And this is a replica of the seal.
Of much sureness. Replica of most exactitude.
That might be helpful to know. Thanks.
I do have an idea of where to research this further. Either at the Temple of Small Gods, we talk to Mooncalf, or at the von Uberwald Library.
I had a feeling that the envelope wasn't something I should discuss with everyone I met.
Yes, I definitely shouldn't mention this empty envelope to anyone. Alright. Cheers, guys. You've been helpful. If I go to the Temple of Small Gods... Oh, I can go to the cemetery as well. Temple of Small Gods. And can I turn into wolf form here?
I didn't want to transform in such an exposed area.
Fair enough. I just wanted to, you know, verify Carlotta's alibi. Yo pizza dude.
I have some more questions.
Ask them, if you must.
Does this pendant mean anything to you?
It is interesting, isn't it? I don't suppose you could be persuaded to donate it to the cult of Anu Anu.
I doubt it.
A shame. That would probably be worth 20% of your recommended daily intake of salvation.
That's a hefty amount of salvation. But no thanks, I don't want to donate it. Right, off to the library then. Should I go to the Cafe Ankh? We're still supposed to meet someone with... No, we're not going to meet anyone to pick up the cargo because we haven't found a method to safely hide away in the wine barrel. So there wouldn't be any point for someone to be there yet.
Who would Sarah like to see this time?
This time, the library.
I'd like to use the library again.
If I use this on the index cards.
There were books on jewelry, but I couldn't find the pendant in any of them. I did get the idea that the design of the pendant might match something else, though.
Like what? Well, you gave me a hint there, but you didn't do it. You didn't give much of a hint.
Although I appeared to be I wouldn't trust me with all those valuable books, and the butler certainly didn't.
The Temple of Anu Anu, eh? Can I search for this?
There was a book in the library called Frescoes and Fatal Traps at the Temple of Al-Kali. But when I turned to the page on the door mechanism, it had been torn out by someone.
Hey.
I was going to have to find another copy of the book.
How am I...
There were
how?
only 2 other libraries in Ankh-Morpork that I knew about, and one of those was in the Assassin's Guild.
Oh dear. I'm gonna break into the Assassin's Guild. Holy shit.
2 conkers had told me that the pendant I'd found in the sewers had the same design as the seal of the Temple of Anu Anu in the city of Al-Kali.
Malaclypse, what is your opinion on the Temple of Anu Anu?
Have you heard of the Temple of Anu Anu at Al-Kali?
So, interested in comparative religion, are we, Luton? Or perhaps you're an archaeologist?
Archaeologist.
Given their propensity to smash open sacred monuments, loot them of everything of value, and generally desecrate sacred places everywhere, archaeologists are about as popular with priests as atheists. Mind you, in a world where gods are bad-tempered and damn good shots with a lightning bolt, nobody likes an atheist either. I understand there's a temple of Anu Anu at Al-Kali.
Indeed, one of the finest temples on the disc.
Then why are you here? Why not worship in your own temple in Al-Kali?
Revengealism.
Revengealism.
What's that?
It's where you go out into the community to attempt to convert people to your faith by threatening that something terrible will happen to them if they don't.
Oh, so what most religions employ?
Mooncalf wasn't telling me something, but I didn't know what. Logical, I suppose, but unsatisfying. Can you tell me anything about Errata?
Bah! Malaclypse's deranged goddess. I do not waste my time with such trivialities.
Just out of curiosity, can I actually even go in the casino since I was murdered here?
Saturnalia was locked up tight.
I guess not. I really wanted to talk to Warb about the murder at Unseen University. Oh well. Bing, 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 bing. Now this magenta scent.
Definitely the same scent as my killer, which meant whoever it was made it into the palace concealed in a wine barrel.
And it's the exact same way we are going to get into the palace. But the killer's in the palace then.
Why did that bring to mind the phrase, "You wait, time passes," and Thorin sits down and starts singing about gold?
Thorin? The dwarf from The Hobbit? Very well. So now we have to sneak into the palace the exact same way our killer got into the palace. Why do I still have the option of Roden's workshop? There must be something in here. Malachite is dead and Roden disappeared. Oh, and that's why this location is still here. Plaster encrusted bandages, eh?
They looked like ordinary bandages, but at some point they'd been soaked in plaster. What they were doing in Roden's workshop was anyone's guess.
Were they here before? Or all this time? I got bandages. Oh, maybe I can conceal myself better that way.
All I knew about the statue was that it was a work in progress. I didn't have any reason to steal Roden's statue.
Has anyone else been here? Blue mist. I think this was Roden. I already got a scent. So a blue mist, Roden.
Well, of course it was the same scent.
Of course, yeah. Sorry. Jeez. Oh, okay, so I get this screen. Never mind. I got what I needed. Still active, though.
Nobby's odor was like no other scent on the disc. There was something about the purple scent that reminded me of werewolves.
This was Carlotta's scent. I forgot to pick up the scents.
The maroon scent reminded me of iron somehow.
Okay.
Around the door was a strong, dark cyan odor with an earthy overtone.
I can't pick it up.
Back behind the desk, I see.
Hello, Luton.
Have you heard of the Temple of Anu Anu at...
Give me a break, Luton.
What do you know?
Give me a break, Luton.
What about this merchant that you said was murdered?
I can't discuss that with you.
Well, you must be able to tell me something.
The guilds like to keep these disputes to themselves. You know what I mean? You'll have to talk to the Merchants Guild.
All right, give me the location. Yeah. Do-do-do. Success. I was kind of running out of options.
What can you tell me about the murder at Unseen University?
Nothing.
Nothing?
The university isn't being cooperative. Old Vimes is saying that because it's murder, it's our jurisdiction, but they're arguing that they can handle their own affairs. It's all got political.
That doesn't help the inquiry much, does it?
No, it does not. Come on, I just want to go to the Unseen University.
You mentioned the murder of one of the patrician's clerks before.
Yeah,
What can you tell me about that?
that he's dead.
That's all your in-depth inquiries turned up?
Not as easy as that, you know, making sure someone's really dead.
He might have just been playing dead. Anyway, he was killed in the palace. You must know more than that. Or is it that you can't tell me about it? If you want to know more, you'll have to find out yourself. Sorry. Never would have guessed it, Nobby.
Alright, so he's pretty much giving me the green light to sneak into the palace and find out more for myself.
Since I'm no longer a suspect, would you like to tell me something about the counterweight killings? Sorry, Luton, still can't discuss it.
Oh, I'm going to break you, Nobby. Somehow.
Do you know anything about some kind of beast stalking the streets? Give me a break, Luton. I told Nobby about finding Reagan's body and the carriage in the river by the Magdalen Bridge, and he promised he'd check it out. I knew Nobby, though. The best I could hope for would be he'd pass a memo on to someone else, and I wasn't hopeful for even that. Nobby had a simple attitude to police work. If a job's worth doing, it's worth finding someone else to do it for you.
Well, you can look at it differently. He's very good at delegating.
Any leads on Malachite's murder? We're baffled. Yes, Nobby, but you're baffled by the way it gets dark every evening. Ha ha, Luton. Very funny.
Well, well, what do you know? He's helped me out with something.
Does this mean anything to you? No.
No.
I found this envelope and I think it might be important. Only it's empty. It's empty? Why would anyone put an empty envelope in a safe place? Maybe they were bluffing. What do you mean? Could have been a blackmailer's envelope. An empty blackmail envelope? Well, this is just an idea, but if someone thought you knew something and you convinced them it was in the envelope, you could use it to bluff. Nobby. It's a stupid idea, isn't it? Forget I mentioned it. No, it's a good idea.
Yeah, actually it is.
I just can't believe you thought of it. Hey, I'm not as dumb as I look.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as that.
You could only be as dumb as you look, Nobby, if you were a very good actor.
I don't... that just flew past him. Alright, Nobby. Well, look at you, giving us ideas and locations.
I guess I'll see you around, Nobby. I'll try to avoid it, though.
I'll try to avoid it, though.
Let's face it, Nobby was no oil painting. Unless someone did it with their foot.
Oh my god. Wow, Luton, you brought your A game to insult Nobby today. Alright, Merchants Guild it is.
The Merchants Guild was the youngest of the Ankh-Morpork guilds, founded in self-defense by the city's traders and shopkeepers when they realized their role in the grand scheme of things was to be robbed. Robbing fat merchants, it seemed, was a perfectly socially acceptable, even heroic thing to do. Consequently, they weren't the friendliest of guilds either. I wasn't holding out much hope that they'd help me. Evening.
Usually is when the sun sets.
Is everyone in this city a smart aleck?
Who's he?
He used to be a regular at the Mended Drum. He made a reputation as a know-it-all.
Used to be?
The Mended Drum is a bad place to use the phrase, no.
Where did they find his body?
The Shades. And the Diesel Gate. His kidney down a well in Dolly's sister's, I think. Bits of his innards all over the place. Sounds like he had a lot of guts.
Badumts.
So how did you end up working on the door?
Oh, there's only so many good positions to go around.
I take it this isn't one of them.
Oh, it's not that bad. I get to hear all the interesting news with this job.
And has anything interesting happened recently?
Oh, yes.
Such as?
We got a new kettle.
What? Tell me more.
Much nicer than the one with the leak that we used to use.
Well, that wouldn't have been a good kettle now.
You boiled water in a kettle with a hole?
Well, we made a lot of steam anyway.
And a lot of mess.
It wouldn't stay in the cups, though.
Were the cups leaking as well?
And that's the most exciting thing that's happened here.
Oh, exciting. If you want exciting, you should see the new colour scheme in the coin shaving room.
Coin shaving room.
Come on. Someone was murdered. Wasn't that exciting?
Oh, sure.
Why didn't you mention that?
A guild policy. We're not to discuss the incident with outsiders.
What's all this about coin shaving?
You haven't heard of coin shaving?
No.
No. I didn't even know they grew hair.
Well, you take a coin and you carefully shave off some of the gold, which you can then melt down and sell. Easy money.
I think I see a problem with that.
Yeah?
Well, I didn't think there was any gold in Ankh-Morpork dollars.
Well, there isn't. And not anymore. We kind of shaved them too much.
So what do you use the coin shaving room for?
We keep the kettle there. It sets off the new decor superbly.
That's why you redecorated it?
No, we used to keep the old kettle there, only all the wallpaper fell down.
You guys, seem to be facing some really tough times. I'm glad you redecorated.
I don't understand. Why is it guild policy not to discuss the murder?
Well, as you probably know, we formed the guild to stop the dreadful habit of visiting heroes robbing all the fat merchants.
Yeah, I heard that.
Ah, yonder lies a fat merchant, they'd cry, using that special landlord a flagon of your finest ale hero talk. Let us relieve him of some of his ill-gotten gains, pon my scalliard. Next thing you know, they've robbed you blind.
Oh, poor fat merchants.
That's the thanks you get for years of service.
Years of service, carefully mixing sand in the sugar and switching the number plates of the donkey carts.
Hey, that's a very stilted view. What about all the other top-quality bargains we offer?
Like what?
Ah, yes. All those once-in-a-lifetime, never-to-be-repeated, absolutely didn't fall off the back of a cart offers.
Exactly. Plus, we keep the economy of the city running.
By giving small sums to the less smelly beggars?
Annually, yes.
You were telling me about guild policy.
Ah, yes. Anyway, it was decided that it would be the Merchants Guild's policy to fully further the aims of its members, advertise the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork, and beat 7 kinds of hell out of anyone with a leather loincloth.
Advertise the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork?
Are you saying you don't like Ankh-Morpork?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I heard what you guys did to Castroaster.
Damn straight. He got tired real quick.
This doesn't explain why you can't discuss the murder with me.
Well, the Merchants Guild is supposed to be the shining beacon that shows the rest of the world how unsurpassably wonderful Ankh-Morpork is.
By robbing them blind?
Boy!
Exactly.
Watch it.
Sorry. Continue.
Anyway, the point is, it's bad publicity if we're seen to have a murder in our ranks.
Couldn't you sell it as a tourist attraction?
What?
You know, come to Ankh-Morpork, site of the infamous counterweight killings.
Show some respect. A merchant lies dead, struck down in his prime.
Struck down in his fat prime.
So do half a dozen other people.
True, but they weren't merchants.
And you don't care about anyone else other than merchants. Civic charms.
So how exactly do you go about advertising the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork?
We pursue those misguided people who publicly fail to recognize the many attractive points of this fine city.
Oh, do detail them.
Pursue?
Yes, we hire large gangs of men with ears like fists and fists like walnuts to point out that Ankh-Morpork is in fact a marvellously clean and decent city in which to live.
Yes, of course. Whatever you say.
A process whose ongoing nature might be swiftly curtailed if they don't shut up right now.
I suspect they see sense.
Immediately.
Oh yes, even if their eyes are a bit swollen.
Oh, they don't need eyes to agree with you.
Have you heard of the Temple of Anu Anu at Al-Khali?
I don't know anything about that.
What do you know
I
about...
don't know anything about...
Have you heard about the counterweight killings?
Who hasn't? It's the talk of the town. A gruesome serial killer in our own backyard.
Ankh-Morpork, where major political events are never talked about, but grisly murders are discussed over the dinner table.
Hey, if it isn't local news, I'm not interested.
Oh, of course. 10,000 killed in a pogrom in Omnia is irrelevant, but Ankh-Morpork man stubs toe on the Magdalen Bridge. Oh, that's news.
Someone stubbed their toe on the Magdalen Bridge?
Never mind. Do you know anything about the murder of one of the patrician's clerks?
I can't help you there.
Do you know anything about the murder of the reader of esoteric occultism?
I can't help you there.
About this merchant that was killed.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to discuss the incident with outsiders. A guild policy.
It wouldn't hurt to tell me the broad details, would it?
It would hurt a lot. They'd throw me off the roof.
No one's going to know.
I'd know about hitting the ground.
Is it really that important to you?
The Merchants Guild takes its policies...
So it seemed. I had to find a way to exploit that. There's talk of a bestial attacker loose in Ankh-Morpork.
Uh-huh.
I was wondering if it might have killed that merchant.
Wonder away. But I'm not discussing the incident with you.
Damn. Do you know a troll by the name of Jasper Horst?
And no one I know.
Do you know anything about Reagan's murder?
I can't help you there.
What do you know about the murder of Mount Malachite?
I can't help you there.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
And no one I know.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar. I had a feeling that the envelope wasn't something I should discuss with everyone I met. Does this mean anything to you?
I don't know anything about that.
Well, goodbye for now. I'd found the plaster-encrusted bandages on the floor of Rodin's workshop. Apart from the fact that they'd been soaked in plaster and left to dry, there didn't seem to be anything unusual about them. My usual, please. Luton, you're... What? Is my tie not done up straight? Is there an unfortunate mark on my nose?
Oh yeah, he doesn't know that I'm not dead.
I heard you were dead.
Well, I'm not.
Perhaps I am. Get me a stiff drink. How about a whiskey? Don't you want something with it? All right, put another whiskey in there. Drinking like that'll kill you. I'm dead already. You didn't come back here to drink, did you? I hear a prominent merchant has been killed. Heard anything about it? All I heard was that someone in the Merchants Guild got killed. That's all I know.
So this is another place where you can get the location of the Merchants Guild. Got it.
Apparently one of the wizards up at That's right. The reader of esoteric accounting or something. Esoteric occultism, yeah. How did you know that? I was speaking to Mrs. Foames earlier. Mrs. Foames? She's the head chambermaid up at the new hall. One of the halls of residence? Yeah, the big one that runs off from the huge library. What did she have to say? Just that this wizard had died in mysterious circumstances. Although she sounded like mysterious circumstances are pretty normal up there. It'd be a nice change if someone died in unmysterious circumstances for a change. Can't be easy working at the university. You couldn't pay me enough to make me work there.
I'd love to work there.
Oh no? No amount of money would make you work there?
Well, obviously not a huge amount. For enough money, I'd do anything.
Anything?
Well, not involving fish, broccoli, or vinegar.
That's very specific.
You wouldn't happen to have heard anything about the murder of one of the patrician's clerks, would you?
No one outside of the palace knows anything. Except the commander of the watch. I heard that the patrician has asked Commander Vimes to come and speak to him about it sometime soon.
Hadn't he already gone to see him?
Hey, what do I know? I'm just a bartender with big ears.
Perhaps he just wants an update on the case.
Whatever.
It's always a pleasure, Mankin, talking to you, because you know so much stuff. You're almost like Malaclips.
Do you know anything about some kind of beast stalking the streets?
Leave me alone, Luton.
Okay. Although...
Does this mean anything to you?
No.
Do these mean anything to you?
Bandages?
They seem to have plaster caked into them.
No, I don't know anything about that.
Yes, you do. You are the most useless liar I've ever met.
You responded way too quickly that you didn't know anything.
It's nothing to do with me. That's a matter for the watch.
Oh my god, he does know everything about it. And it was the longest of shots.
The watch? They're only bandages.
That's all I'm saying on the matter. I don't want no trouble. And they are trouble.
Oh my god, what did we just stumble on? I was just browsing through my inventory seeing what he would say, but this is a big deal to him. Can I transform here into a wolf?
Much as I'd enjoy ripping Mankin's throat out, the Octarine parrot wasn't a great place to change into a wolf.
All right.
Someone was definitely following me.
He gives me that piece of dialogue whenever I exit and return to the same place. Interesting. So someone's following me.
They were keeping their distance, but I managed to briefly catch sight of the dwarf who was following me.
Ah, it's Al Colley.
I doubled back on myself, trying to get a good look at the dwarf who was following me. It was Al Colley. I slipped away into the streets before he realized I'd spotted him.
So Al Colley is following me.
Al Colley was still following me.
Do I need to go talk to Jasper Horst?
There was still no sign of Horst in his quarters. He could be anywhere.
What do you want, Al Colley? I know you're following me.
Al Colley was still following me.